Hi everyone, welcome to Weird Place. My name is Lee, and today we will do a quick demo gameplay of our game Residue that is currently crowdfunding right now. Residue is a solo survival sci-fi horror tabletop RPG about wandering endless landscapes, searching the ruins, and trying to stay alive long enough to uncover the forbidden secrets and the knowledge in the world. You play as a solitary explorer in a complete self-contained game of dice-driven hex crawling. There's resource management, there's very dangerous combat, and there's a lot of exploration through impossible landscapes, radiation-scarred zones, and machine-infested ruins, and you're searching for relics from long-forgotten civilizations and societies. Today, we will try to survive a single day in the twisted landscapes of Residue. If you want to read all of the rules, they are available on our website, and you can download the Quick Start Guidebook over there. We will be doing this gameplay without any of the official components to show what the experience is like when you're playing with just the books. We've summarized the entries to keep the video a little easier to follow, but they will be more detailed in the official sector books. So, to help, we have several sets of dice, as you can see here. A classic wet erasable hex map. Don't use dry erase on these guys. Some pens that we have floating around, and some tokens that we have around the house and from various other board games. These will be used for different creatures, NPCs, maybe vendors that you find, anomalies, and various other things to keep track of. We also have a compass die here that you can use, but any six-sided dice can be used. You just have to assign the different directions to a number. First, I will choose my character. In this case, I will be picking Hanta, the rogue alchemist. She will go onto my character sheet right over here. Hanta has HP of 12 plus 1d8, so let's roll a quick 1d8. 5, so she's got 17 HP. Then she has +1 sneak and +1 perception, which can be found on the back of our character card here. So these skills will probably come in handy during the adventure, and you can always write them down in the skill area if you would like. Our starting gear is the SNP-33, which allows us to shoot creatures in an adjacent hex, which is basically the next area over, and we also start with a D8 of luck. So I will put that onto my sheet here. And a D10 of battery. Hanta's strain threshold is a 10, so I will write that down. And we will choose normal mode for this game. So this will give us water, food, corruption, and environmental D10's worth of resources. I've got my dice for water, food, environmental, and corruption. And now I'm ready to start our journey. To do that, I will open my sector book to entry 0.0 and read it.
How long has it been? Days? Months, decades, the difference has begun to fade. Your tent has finally given up. You watch the last scraps of it being taken by the wind while the unforgiving desert begins the slow process of bleaching you to the bone. Was there ever anything else before this place? The hum is louder now. You cannot explain it. It vibrates in your ear like something alive, burrowing deeper and deeper, threading and coiling itself through your thoughts. Maybe the next ruin will have the answers you seek, or maybe it will finally make the signal stop.
So mark 0.0 on your starting hex somewhere near the center of the hex map. I will mark 0.0 right here and place my meeple there as well. Let's go here. A little meeple. After marking your starting hex, we have to determine where the hum is coming from. The hum is the strange frequency that the characters keep hearing that's growing closer and closer. And that is what we are here for. That is what we are trying to discover. So let's roll the compass die. Let's do that. So north. And then we will roll 3d4 to determine where the hum is coming from. So I have, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. Right at the edge. The hum will go right here to the edge of the map north, and that will be our hum token for now. This is our destination. Now we can start our journey. We know the direction that we're headed in, so we can roll our endurance pool. The endurance pool is made up of a D4, a D6, a D8, and a D10, and a D12. One of everything. We recommend having a dice tray or some sort of separate area in order to roll in, so you can kind of keep track of everything separately. All right, so, oh, I got a 12 and a 1. Well, you can perform 4 different actions in Residue. You can move, attack, defend, and various other skills. We will first need to move. I will place 1 die for my endurance pool in the move section on my character sheet. You can check against the arrays here for moving to see what you need in order to get a success. You need at least a 3 to a 5 in order to have 1 success in move, so I will do a 3 on my move. You can move several times, but you can't split your movement. So even if I had 4 successes, when I enter a new area, my move will end and I would still need to face the entry. I just did 1 move, which was a 3 is 1 success, so I will move in 1 direction towards north. Now, let's roll on the exploration table. We will do a d12 to determine what region we're in and a d6 to determine the area. So let's do that real quick before we forget. So a d12 means we're in region 3, and a d6 for the area, so 3.3. Whenever you cross into a new hex, you also have to roll your environmental protection die. If on a 1 to 2, it would decrease in size. So if you're rolling on a d12, it would become a d10 if you roll a 1 to 2. From a d10, it goes to d8, d8, d6, d6 to d4, and if you're rolling a d4 and you have to reduce your die, you no longer have any environmental protection and then would have to suffer the hazard of that area. My environmental protection die is this guy here. On a 1 to 2, it would decrease. I got a 1, so it goes down to a d6. Oh no, d8, that was a d10, sorry. When traveling into a new hex, a player first rolls a d12 to determine the region. So we did that, I had a 3, and then mark all 6 adjacent hexes as that region. We will mark down 3.3 for the region that we're in. So this is a 3.3. All adjacent hexes in that region are also a 3. We have region 3, Orthel. The hazard here is extreme heat. The rolls of 1 to 5 become 0 successes. The mutation here is that creatures have a +1 defense. So all of the regions around us are marked as a 3, and the area was 3 as well. Let's read 3.3. This is the entry.
Impossibly large geometric structures of stone and concrete rise from the ground, forming vast dams and gorges that merge seamlessly with the landscape. As you move amongst them, gravity begins to shift. Stairwells and bridges curl around the walls in grotesque loops, clinging to impossible angles. Something in this place is reaching out, offering guidance. You can't go back anymore. There is no back. Your sense of direction begins to dissolve. You lose track of where you are and even which way you're facing. Perform a skill action requiring 3 successes or accept the guidance of the place. Alternatively, reduce your corruption die by 1 to require only 2 successes. Having the navigation skill grants you an automatic 1 success.
I have a 12 here, and on the array, that is equal to 4 successes, so I don't even need to take any corruption, and I can still succeed, so let's continue reading.
You notice how the sun strikes certain structures, revealing the correct paths that remain anchored to this reality. As you walk, you glimpse other versions of yourself, wandering the wrong routes. They pass by you. Some are attacked by strange constructs, some run back in panic, some cry. Some are dismembered, eaten, or left disembodied, alone and gasping through their final breaths. But not this you. You see the glints, the reflections of wrong places, spaces that don't belong to this truth. You follow them until the path opens into a clearing. On the ground lies a skeleton clutching a bag of rations, wrapped in gear disturbingly similar to your own. The pack, the straps, the stitching, identical. A good idea would be to not think about that. Increase your food die.
Our food die currently is already a d10, so let's increase that to a d12. Huzzah. Upon re-entering this area in the future, roll on the minor encounter table. I will put a creature token there to remember if we ever have to come by this space again. So we'll use a little red cube for that. Right. Let's move one more hex. We will commit another die. And again, I will roll my environmental. I can commit a 4 from this d6 to move, which gives me 1 success, so we can move. And let's roll our environmental protection. 4, all good. So we will move this way. No, I wanna go towards the hum. What am I doing? This way. No decreases, all good. So let's roll a d6 for the area that we're in. 5. So this becomes 3.5. And we will now read the entry 3.5.
As you enter this region, you encounter a colossal rock formation grinding slowly into itself, sinking beneath the earth before rising again. The ground shifts and churns like interlocking machine gears or living quicksand. Amongst the constant motion, a narrow path remains clear, barely 3 feet wide. As you advance, the pattern becomes clear. A wall is forming, vast, growing grain by grain, stone by stone. At its base, dust and sand stream upwards as if drawn by some unseen mechanism. The end of the wall cannot be seen. If you have climbing gear, read the next page. Otherwise, you must travel back in one of the 3 opposite directions from whence you came. Draw the blocking wall on the map.
A big old wall is blocking our way, and it seems like it's in the northern 3 directions. This becomes blocked off to us right now. Now we know that we can't go this way until we have the climbing gear. Since we have to go around this wall, I will move to the next hex over. So first we have to commit dice to move. Luckily, I still have a 5, which we can commit to our movement, and that still gives me 1 success. So I'll move into this hex here. And now we have to check our environmental protection to make sure we didn't lose anything. 5, all good. And then we will also roll a d6 for which area this is. 4. So this now becomes 3.4. Let's read the entry for 3.4.
After a brief span of travel, something begins to haunt the edges of your perception. It moves in the blind corners of your sight, a warped presence that seems to grow more twisted the less you look at it. When you turn your focus towards it, the shape shifts and folds in places you can't seem to pinpoint. You feel it lurking just outside the frame of understanding, as if from another time, melting and reforming in the reflections of your psyche. Perform a skill action. Having the perception skill grants you an extra success. If you have 2 or fewer successes, roll on the major enemy table. If you get 3 to 4 successes, roll on the minor enemy table. Face the creature.
All right, so Hanta already has perception +1, so that is at least 1 success. That's great. Unfortunately, all I have left in my endurance pool is a single d4 with a 1 on it. Let's take a strain to recover our committed dice and re-roll them back into the endurance pool. So this guy will not get re-rolled. I will mark a strain with a new d10 starting at a 1. Since Hanta has a strain threshold of 10, I now have 1 strain. Recover these guys and roll them into the endurance pool, but not the one that we already have in there. That's good. That's good. All right, so we only need 2 successes. Since we have the perception +1, I just need a 6, and I can throw this 6 on a 6 onto skill here, and that gives me 2 successes plus the 1 from my perception, and that is 3 successes. Fantastic. We can roll on the minor encounter table. A d12. 5. That is an aggregator. Each enemy in Residue has their stats plus the stats inherited by the region that they're in. The aggregator alone has an HP of 8, it does a damage of 3, and it has Bloodlust. The aggregator deals +1 damage if no damage was defended. The Region 3 boon for enemies is that the creature has +1 defense. It takes 1 less damage every time. I can fight or try to escape. They will follow me in this region as I move, so let's fight. He has HP of 8, so let's use this D8 to mark his HP. Use a pen and paper, whatever you got handy. Let's do this. Let's attack with our 10. Yeah, let's do a 10 in attack first, which gives me 3 hits. However, he has a defense of 1, so it's only 2 hits. So he goes down to a 6. And then he will retaliate, and he does an attack for 3. So let's defend with this 6 that I have, which means I only take 1 damage. A 6 is 2 successes. He does damage for 3. So yeah, I take 1 damage. So I'm at 16 health. What do I have left? I have a 3 on my D8 and a 1 on my D4. A 3 counts as 1 success. However, he has a defense of 1, so that is useless. So let me put these to the side for now, and let's take a strain in order to recover and re-roll the committed dice that we have here. And let's see if we like that. Wow, that was awful. Actually, it wasn't bad. I got 2 2s and a 10. I will commit my 10 to attack, which is 3 hits, but he has 1 defense, so he only takes 2, so it's 4. He's got 4 health. And then he retaliates and hits me for 3. I will commit my 3 to defense, which is 1, so that I will take 2 damage instead of 3. And then I will take a strain to re-roll the dice in my endurance pool, because they're all pretty bad. I got a lot of 2s in that. Rough. I'm gonna take another strain. I'm gonna take another strain and recover these guys as well, I think. We'll throw these to the side. I have a 1, a 2, and a 4 in there. I'll take another strain. And let's just re-roll everything, shall we? There we go. Okay. So, wow, that's much better. Got 2 6s, 2 4s, and a 7. So we'll take our 7 for attack. So that's 2 hits minus 1, so that's 1 hit. He's at 3 health. He retaliates for 3. So let's defend with a 4. So that's 2 hits for me. And then I can attack again with a 6. 2 hits down to 1 because he's got defense. So he's at 2 HP. Retaliates, does the same thing. I can defend with a 4. And so I take 2 hits instead of 3. Oof, getting close. Okay, I have a 6. Let's do it. Actually, is that enough? No, that's not enough to just kill him in one go. Let's risk it. Let's take a strain. Let's take a 6. We're at 6 strain. We will take these guys and re-roll the committed dice back into our pool. That's an 11. Okay, let's take this 11, throw it into attack. He has 1 defense. That's 3 hits. That's 2 hits. Therefore, he's done. He's done so. We did it. We killed the beast. We did it. I survived. I think now is a good moment to rest. I haven't hit my strain threshold, which is 10, but it wouldn't hurt to rest. When your character rests, a few things get triggered. So 1, wear and tear. Your character has to roll all their resources, consumables, and their protection dice once, just to represent the wear and tear of the day. Any result of 1 or 2 on those dice would decrease that die by a step. So let's do that. So let's roll my water. 4, safe. Let's roll food. 11, very safe. Battery. 2, not safe. So that goes down to a D8. Do I have the D8 of that one? Is it in use? Probably. All right, D8 of battery. Environmental. 3, safe. And corruption. 6, extra safe. Regular safe. Safe. Not too bad of a day. 2, strain. So now we have to pay for the strain of the day. In the middle of conflict and constant decisions, the toll on the body often goes unnoticed. At the end of the day, a character must roll for all of their accumulated strain. So I currently have 6 strain. You may choose how to roll your dice, but you can never roll the same dice twice in a row unless it is their last available die. Any die can be used to roll for strain. This represents how your character copes with that stress. Maybe it's giving into corruption, it's eating a little bit too much, it's drinking a little bit too much water, or overusing your battery to keep warm or power on some light sources. Or maybe you're relying too much on your protective gear. Let's roll 6 times for our strain. Let's go with food. We've got a d12 of food, so I'm feeling good about that. 7, all good. So now we must roll 5 more times. We'll go with corruption. Feeling good about, a 1, dun dun dun. So my corruption die now goes down to a d8. Our strain, we must roll 4 more. So we'll do water, let's say. That's a 1. That one goes down to a d8. I'm just going through my resources. 3 more on the strain. I'm gonna do food again because I'm feeling good about it. 3, all good. And 2 more. And then let's do battery. Why not? 6, all good. Well, 1 more. I'm gonna do food 1 more time because everything else is a d8. 12, perfect. I got lots of food, it's keeping me warm. So we can then reset our strain back to 0 since we're resting. 3, healing. The third part of rest is dedicated to healing. A character can roll their resources of food and water to recover 1 HP per roll. When healing, you can roll the same die more than once. So let's roll to heal a little because I'm at 11 health and our max is 17. Let's roll on food. 8. That's 1. I'm just gonna keep rolling on food because we got a d12 of food. 11, fantastic. 7. Should we risk it? Let's keep going. 4. Food is keeping me going. Food is keeping Hunter strong. 10. Oh my gosh, wow. 16. If I can just make sure I don't get a 1 or 2. We didn't lose any food. 7. Fantastic. We're at full health. And we didn't lose any of our food or water resources. Healed. 4. Luck. At the end of a rest, roll your luck die. If you get a 1 or 2, you decrease your luck die to 1 step down, as per usual. If you get a 3 or more, your luck die remains the same, and you start with that same luck die for the next day. And if you get a maximum result on that die, you can increase your luck die by 1 step. After rolling luck, if your luck was at 0, meaning you had no dice, you can increase it to a d4. You never start a day with 0 luck. Let's roll. I currently have a d8 of luck. So I got a 5, so nothing changes. To finish off the day, we can reset our endurance pool, move all of your committed dice back to your endurance pool, re-roll it, and then you are good to go to start a new day in Residue. That was one day, one example of a day in Residue. I hope you enjoyed this quick walkthrough and I hope it answered any questions you might have about the game. We are very excited about it, so if you want to try it for yourself, please check out the quick start guide. Please support the project on Kickstarter. We definitely need your support in order for this game to become a reality, and we are very, very excited for where we're gonna take this. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.